Hello, today we're going to take a look at the Cemetery Management module. That happens to be one of the many general government modules we have available. I'm going to go ahead and click on the courthouse and bring up the different applications. Cemetery happens to be a tab here, and the menu structure is identical to all the other assist modules. The way our menus are set up are things you do daily or under the daily tab. We have a separate tab for reports. We have a separate tab for inquiries, and then there's one tab here for tables, and this is probably the easiest application that we have to set up because there's very few tables that are required to be set up. What I thought we would do first is take a look at where we maintain information on the plots. Now, anywhere in the system, you can search if you know the addition, the lot, the block, the grave information. You can also search by owner name, maybe get a list of all veterans or the permit number. All of these fields support unlimited text, and it is alphanumeric. So depending on the way that your cemetery is set up, there's lots of ways that you can set the database up. So let's go ahead and bring up a record. And so this is the screen where you're going to be maintaining information on your different cemetery plots. A couple of key things. One is, if you look at the toolbar, it's like any other Microsoft product. So the navigation is identical. You can also log a support call right in the software. So we know you're in cemetery, we know you're on daily, we know which option, so you can type a question and you can say call me or email me. You can also call us. You can also go to our support site and you can actually chat. But this is where you're maintaining information on the plot. If you notice here on the addition field, it is alphanumeric. So if you've got multiple cemeteries, you can easily track that information. Once again, the lot number is alphanumeric. The block number is. So all the fields are alphanumeric, and you can define how you want to set those up. We also have a tab here if you want to check perpetual care, or if they're a veteran, you can get a listing of all your veterans. The first tab tells me information, the deceased name, the sex. We're going to be tracking the date of birth, the date of death, and the interment date as well. We also track the purchase date, the method, the price. You can have additional charges like a service charge or other charges. We do track the permit number and the date. Over here on the far right hand side, you can keep track of, is it a single use or multi-use, the type of service, and even the marker type. So this is where, simply by filling out the tab, if you notice here under owner, we do have one set of names and addresses. So this would be a situation, if you looked up the guy's name, you could see their tax bill and their cemetery plot as well. You don't have to use the central database of names, but we do have it in case you do. Now underneath here, we can track additional people, so you may have multiple owners. There is also a direct link to our accounts receivable module. So if you want to actually invoice for these plots, we've got that capability. Most of our cities, however, just record it, at the time of the transaction. We do have the ability to keep unlimited notes, and we even have the attachment capability. So for instance, you can attach as many different types of documents. It might be a picture, it might be an actual map. And it's just like attaching an email, any type of document. So pictures, PDFs, videos, any type of electronic file can be attached, and you can have unlimited attachments. If there is an attachment here, you're going to see a paperclip. Now, under the funeral home information, we do track information, specific to the funeral home, the date, the time, and once again, the charges. Another couple of options that we have here is we do have the ability to create documents or forms from the database. So if you've got to do different types of documents, deeds, that sort of thing, it's a mail merge with Microsoft Word. Or if you want to do a letter, it's simply a letter or a document in Word, and you can merge different fields from the database. So this is a simple screen where you're maintaining that information. Now, the reports. We've got lots of ways you can pull information out of the system. Just to give you an idea of how the reports work, One is you filter out exactly what you want. You may just want a certain cemetery or a certain block or a certain name, or maybe just veterans only, and you can pull a report. So if you press enter, it brings up everything. All of our reports you can print to the screen. You can also email any report. You can also take any report and go right into Word or Excel. So if you like to use, let's say for instance, I want to drop this into Excel, it's going to launch Excel, and I am now in Excel with all of my information. So it's that easy to do if you do like using the Microsoft products. But like I said, there's several different reports, so you can pull out all these different combinations. We also have the ability to send a group of letters to depending on what type of code, like a batch letter, maybe to everybody on perpetual care or all the veterans. You can do letters like that. The inquiry is where you would look up but don't change. And once again, if you know a little bit of information, you can enter in that information and then search. And then it brings up the record in look only, so you can't change this information. So you might only want to give certain staff access just to the inquiry option. Tables, as I mentioned, this is probably our easiest application to set up. These are where you can set up different codes, a little more code set up if you're actually invoicing through AR, or if you're going to use that master directory so that you're maintaining one set of names and addresses. And then, your different payment methods, and then your documents. As I mentioned, cemetery is part of our master directory. So for instance, if you wanted to look up somebody, you could look them up by just knowing a little bit of their name. So you can search. And if I wanted to, let's say for instance, I want to bring up, this account right here, I would be able to see if they do have a cemetery plot along with their tax bills, their licenses, their permits, but cemetery, if they did have one, is part of that search as well. So once again, it gives you the ability to really track one set of names and addresses. It pulls it all together, and this is one easy way to search the information. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to give us a call. But thank you for your time today.